Alright, so once you unlock Ginza, or once you've beaten one of the first bosses, or beat Fornus, and I believe the foul boss within the Amala network, these are the two most simplest bosses. Once you beat them, you could then go to Ginza. The network would teleport you to Ginza, and once you were teleported to Ginza, you have the ability now to do special fusions. And with special fusions, you could make sacrifices to make stronger fusions. And once you do those sacrifices to make stronger fusions, you no longer have to worry about having a weaker character. But at the same time, you don't have to worry about having to do multiple fusions to build up that uh, monster type. You could simply have that same monster and do another sacrifice for that fusion in order to get where you need to get to. Now, I am going to delete my first video off this, um, my original video of the Shin Megami when I first played it, which was about probably two weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, because I've learned specific things from that video that were mistakes, and that is due to not playing the game for a long time, since its original came out in the 90s, and because certain things were changed from that time period to now. With the access to Ginza, you then go back into your save. And once it says Amala Link, rather than you could just save or fast travel. Once it says Amala Link, you will see the previous two places you were. First, the first place you fought Fornus, Shinjuku Medical Center, where you woke up. And then the place you traveled to in this vortex world, Shibuya, where you met your first shops, your first healing areas, and you find the first fusion location. But this fusion location could not allow you to fuse at the moment until you unlock Ginza. That's why it's important to beat the first two boss. The first boss within Shinjuku Medical Center, the second boss within Amala Network after you pass through Shibuya, and then once you're in Ginza, you save in Ginza. The Ginza will also show you pop up here when you're not in Ginza. It's like if you're in Shibuya, Shibuya won't be shown here. Or you're in Shinjuku, Shinjuku won't be showed here. But there are three locations that are now unlocked. Once you unlock those three locations, Shinjuku, Shibuya, and Ginza, these two things now pop up. These are the essential components to progressing further into the game, to leveling up your summons to become strong and powerful allies. And where the conception was born, the center of the conception, or the center of conception, not where the Demon was born, center of conception. This is where you make your money. So early in the game, like at the beginning of the game, not directly beginning of the game, but at least past the 5% marker in the game. Once you beat the first boss and the second boss, you're now past the 5% marker in the game. You're now at the 8% marker in the game, I would say, once you're at Ginza. So these new things will pop up within your Amala link. Go to them if you want to level up a monster in your party, if you do not have strong monsters in your party at the moment that you believe will die. Go to where the Demon was born if you need to level up your monsters, or max out the Magatamas you've purchased. 2 Magatamas can be purchased in Shibuya. One is a support Magatama, the other is a fire Magatama. One's worth 3,000 and the other's worth 2,000. Once you acquire those money through combat, you go and purchase it there. My suggestion, how to not miss any Magatama at any city or town or anything where there's a shop. Because each location will, not every, but most locations that have a shop will be selling Amagatama. And you need to get as much money as you can and run back to this location before you progress further into the story, because you might forget. It's imperative to acquire every Magatama in the game, because once you max out every Magatama in the game, you have a unique ability called Pierce that's given to you as a reward for maxing out every Magatama in the game. So it's essential to find every Magatama. And in order from moving from one location, one to the next location, get as much money as you can and purchase those Magatamas. And then go to where the Demon was born and level up those Magatamas. So the first place you want to go to before you go to where Demon was born, you want to, I guess you could go to where Demon was born first, because the center of the conception have strong opponents. Is where Demon was born. And once you get there, stay on the first floor. Your monsters and you yourself, as your main protagonist, are weak. You will not survive if you go to the second or the third floor. You need to stay on the first floor and fight the opponents that are on this floor right now. Opponents on this floor can kill you. By doing so, even if you acquire at least 3 items before they kill you, 3 or 4 items before they kill you, you've significantly increased your chances of survival later on in the game with regards to enemies, bosses, and the survival rate of your summon type monsters. So this is the leveling up place for your Magatamas and for your summons. Now once a Magatama is maxed out, leave this place immediately. Do not give yourself any more experience, because every time you're in battle, even though you're staying here to level up someone else's by giving them the experience, you yourself are gradually getting experience by staying here. So the moment you maxed out on Magatama, leave, because you gain experience slowly progressing through the game, and there are tons of Magatamas to level up. And if you're maxed out before you maxed out all those Magatamas, it's pointless, and then you won't be able to get that Pierce ability. So once you max out a Magatama, you leave. That's the best answer to that. I know you want to gain experience for your other characters, but the logical point of every combat is that you, the protagonist, will always be in combat. So you will always be leveling up, regardless if it's a weak leveling location or a powerful level location. And because you will always be leveling up, you will always be gaining experience. Thus, it's important to not be in battle at all times, even if you want to make another summon stronger. Only level up summons when you have an empty Magatama. If you have a maxed out Magatama and you have no other Magatama, leave this location. The only time it's important to level up is when you have an empty Magatama, one that's not fully maxed out. That's the time when you want to come here and level up your monsters. When you have a Magatama that's fresh, new, and you want to give experience to your monsters and yourself. Once your Magatama is maxed out, do not stay here.
Now then.
Even if you want to level up a monster, do not stay here. It's ill-advised. The game is all centered around you, not your monsters. So, that's all I could say. I'll repeat it again. Once you max out a Magatama, leave. You don't want to... It might seem important to level up monsters, but every battle you're in, whether it's to level up the monsters, is giving you experience. Experience you do not want on a max level Magatama. You always want to gain experience on an empty Magatama or a Magatama that's not full. The Magatama I have on right now is not full. I have not unlocked the last skills. And that last skill will always stay the question mark, because that last question mark is the pierce skill. So once I unlock counter, I will then switch to another empty Magatama with multiple questions. And then another switch to another empty Magatama with lots of questions until that's maxed out. Then I'll switch to another one until that's maxed out. During this process of switching from a Magatama that's not maxed out to another Magatama that's not maxed out, and maxing them out, during this process is when you should be leveling up your monsters as well. Never level up your monsters at this location with you in place. Always level up your monsters at this location when you have an empty Magatama. If you want stronger characters, you do it through fusion, or you just negotiate for stronger characters as you play, but never use this location to proceed further than what you base need. And what you base need is for your Magatama to be maxed out, and then you peace out. As the moment it's maxed out, you peace out. So I'll stay here and I'll level up one to its max, this one to its max, actually this one to its max, and then I'll peace out. I won't waste time with these two, but I'll take a while. By the time I max out the second Magatama, all my characters that I have on, all my monsters in my party, all these monsters, Lilim, Shikigami, Kodama, High Pixie, they're all going to be super strong, or at least at their max capabilities, except for Pixie. We're going to leave one ability for Pixie empty. That's her last ability, the last question mark. We'll leave it empty because Pixie will play a gigantic role towards the end of the game, and you do not want to have that last question mark unlocked. Or you can have it unlocked, it's up to you, but I'm playing it safe and I'll keep it unlocked. Never get rid of Pixie. She's essential towards end game. Always keep her in your inventory. Do not put her in your compendium, get rid of her. Always make sure she's in your party. If you make an accident, put her in your compendium, your archive, take her back out immediately. Always make space for her. If you get more powerful summons or monsters, do not worry about it. She needs to stay in your party at all times from the beginning of your game to the end of your game. And you will see why, leading up to or past the 75% marker of the game. When you get to about 85% completion of the game, you'll see why. Alright, so as you can see, where the Demifine was born is pretty tough when you're starting out the game. But that's the place you go to quickly level up any of your monsters, as well as max out a Magatama. So where we're gonna go now, since we don't have enough markers, is called the Center of the Conception. These two locations are imperative. One is for leveling, and the other is for acquiring money. And this one gives you money through statues. And you acquire those statues by beating monsters that give statues. However, the monsters here aren't easy. They're equally as strong as the monsters at where the Demifine was born. They're specifically designed to be tough, so if you need money or you need experience, at the beginning of the game, these creatures would seem tough to you, and you have to slowly but surely die, or have some of your characters die, but the reward is well worth it. Those are the main locations when you're starting the game to level up or to acquire money. Get those statues, then you sell those statues to store owners in Ginza, and not in Ginza, in Shibuya, and you will get the money you need.
Do you understand now?
Megami!
So, do you understand now?
And that's the main reason why I save every time before I get into a boss fight or a fight at a level where it's very hard when you're weak. At the beginning of the game, you're going to be weak, and if you want to level up, you have to fight strong enemies. But every time you die, it'll take you back to your original save, or the last place you saved. So I'm here, and all my characters are still here, and I still have the item. These are the items you need. Anything that says bull on it, that's the items you need. A Hypatia bull goes for 15,000 markers. The other bull goes for 1,000, and the one that's the cheapest one goes for 800. So even if you get one of these things, the cheap one is 800. Not only is it enough to revive anyone within your party, but it's also enough to buy additional stuff as well. But this is the one you really want, the Hypatia bull. You get at least 5 of these, you're set for the beginning of the game. You don't have to worry about farming ridiculously in battles over and over again. So if you're lucky enough to get 1 or 2 of these, you're still good. If you're lucky enough to get 5 of these without dying, you're also still good. My suggestion, the moment you get 2 of these, you save and you peace out. Alright, I got a weak one that's 800. So I believe like 10 weak ones are equal to 1 Hypatia. Two goals, about 1,000 apiece. Alright, so the secret is when you're fighting enemies here, it's mostly to do physical attacks. Don't rely on magic, because the enemy counter with magic, which will basically kill most of your characters if you're weak. If you're strong, you don't have to mind them doing magical attacks. But if you're weak, you're probably gonna die a lot. Best just stick towards physical attacks. So I have over 18,000 already. And you see that opponent hit me for like 40 points. Took down my health past the halfway point. So in this scenario, we'll be using the Commodia magic skill simply for healing. Do mostly physical attacks. So that's the strategy for this location. Do mostly physical attacks. And use your healers within your party to heal people. That's the way you stay here longer. Use your magic here when you're low level. Just do high physical attacks and stay up here. You proceed into any of the other rooms, you get to fight higher opponents. You stay up on this ledge right here when you're weak. You want to fight the weak opponents. Alright, so now we have to kill her. And that's the process of you doing it. Commodious skills or whoever in your party skills have healing, use your magic for heal. Never use your magic for anything. If you want to stay here and continue to stay here without dying, you'll need someone that can constantly heal you. These enemies hit in the 20s. The anything from the 10 to about 20. Sometimes they even hit about a good 40. But not all the opponents would hit to that value. Each monster has base stats. Whatever their physical strength is most in, whether it's magic, agility, speed, or strength of arms. If they do a physical attack and they have strength of arms, then they'll hit harder. If they do a magic attack, but they have strength and magic, they hit harder. But that also means that the physical attack is weak. See this? This is instant death right here. So you run from this. What you want is only one of those characters. You want the one bat guy, or one of those meta guys, one of those red guys or yellow guys. And you want weak people with them. You don't want 4 strong guys, so all 4 of those are strong. So I'll probably have... Alright, got another bow. I should have 20,000 by now, or at least 19. Once I get 20, actually once I get 30, I'll be peace out. However long Commodia's healing ability can keep up, then I'll peace out. Once his healing ability goes down to 0, then I'll leave. That's my strategy for right here. I recommend everyone doing the same. Go for physical attacks and have one person do healing until their heal runs out and drains out, then you leave. Constantly save after each time you get one of those bronze statues. That way you don't lose your money. I keep calling him Komoda. It's Kodama. It doesn't really matter. So there you have it. Petty is 15,000. The gold is 8,000. The bronze is 4,000. So I thought it was like 2,000 before, and the bronze was 800, but it costs more. It's best. Go to that location, farm those items, you get lots of money real quick early game. Hypatia Bull goes for 15,000. Gold goes for 8,000. Bronze goes for 4,000. Get enough of those, you'll be rich soon. Early game. Well, at least rich to the point that you could acquire much monsters or as you can to extract from your compendium and then keep fusing and doing the same thing.
Of Shadows, where demons
As long as they don't exceed your power strength, you can keep making fusions. See, I'm at 14. I want to get this guy that's 17. So what I'll do is I'll go to the place where the Demi-Fiend was born, probably level up 3 levels, and then get him, and then proceed with the story. Because with this guy in my party, he'll obliterate most of my enemies early game.
all right.
And I could also have, because I have enough money, extract those characters that fuse them with out of the compendium. So very important, very important. This is for leveling up where the Devil Feeling was born. This is for getting all the money you'll ever need within the game. Real early, real quick. So, there you have it. Cut my mic, level up. Never proceed to the second or third floor unless you're beyond a certain level strength. I'm too weak, I'll stay on that first floor at this location. And I'll keep running from missions if I know the opponent is super strong. And I recommend everyone do the same. If you didn't see the character show up in Shinjuku Hospital or Shibuya, or even in Ginza, chances are they're at another location not present yet within the game. If they're not present yet within the game, that means they're strong. So if you haven't encountered them at the beginning of the game, or at Shibuya, or in Ginza, that means they're too strong for you. And you must run away, or you're gonna die. Same process here. Once you acquire the item you need,
Oh.
a grimoire. Once you acquire a grimoire, or grimoires, as many as you can, strong one, the weak one, and middle one. After you acquire a grimoire, you save. Then you heal up with whatever healer you're using, and you rinse and repeat until you have enough level up of your summon characters or your Magatamas. As I said before, once a Magatama is completely maxed out, get rid of that Magatama by switching over to a new Magatama. Do not keep leveling up a completed Magatama. Always make sure as soon as that Magatama is completely leveled up, move on to the next Magatama. Otherwise, you'll be wasting experience. And never get into random battles for just experience sake. Sole purpose of experience is for leveling up Magatamas. If you're not gaining experience to level up Magatama, then you're wasting it. Never waste experience on a completed Magatama. If you don't have another Magatama because you already maxed out Magatamas, go and look for a Magatama in a store, any store. Keep running from battles and keep running from battles until you find a store that sells a Magatama. Each time you get into a fight and gain experience, that's experience being wasted on a Magatama that's already maxed out. You don't want to do that.
Now then.
It's imperative to stay in this area. Do not go through any doors. You'll fight too strong of opponents. And always get rid of the stronger opponents when you're in combat first, and the weaker ones thereafter. Use the attack skills. Do not use magic. Every time you use a lot of magic, they counter with a lot of magic, and you need your magic to heal yourself. Unless you have an attack all ability, which like this. your character with a skill, not with an item. Kodama. Once Kodama's MP is completely drained, you exit and you do not continue fighting in this location. Or how many people you have in your party that has healing abilities, keep using it, and then save. Now, if you have a chakra, you can use on Kodama or Soma. You can use that up. That allows you to continue to stay in this area and gain more stuff that you want. Soma or chakra gives you more MT. So what I'll do is I'll save, then I'll rinse and repeat the process. I'll keep using Kodama to heal, and I'll keep saving after I acquire grimoires. Every time I acquire grimoires, whether it's 1, 2, or 3, I'll do it. So my internet might be going off soon, but I want to at least show these before I get off. I'll probably proceed through the story later on. For right now, I just got to make sure I state these locations in this video. Alright, so I have 2, and I'm at 14, so that's 15, 16. I need to get to 17, so I need one more thick grimoire to get me to 17 in order to fuse. Or at least 4 more, no, 6 more small grimoires. Alright, so I got the 3 tick. Now I'm going to use it on myself only, and use the miniature ones on allies, such as Kodama. Yeah. So this will be my last save. Since Kodama is dead, it'll be my last save here. I'll acquire one more thick grimoire, and then after that, it's that for this location. I won't be wasting any more time here. Just one more level, and I'll be able to acquire that something from Fusion. Yeah, two of them being dead is not a good idea. You gotta revive both of them. Save and then continue. Revive both of them. Alright, so now I can do that fusion. I'll revive these two, do that fusion, and call it a day. Probably take a break. Then continue on with the story. Proceed forward. Alright, so based on my level, even if I get him, I won't be able to get him on the fusion sacrifice unless his level increase. I don't want his level to increase under a fusion sacrifice. I want him to still be at 17, but I want him to acquire the abilities of the sacrifice. Because you could do it two ways. You can have a fusion sacrifice to acquire abilities, but still keep the level the same way. Or you could level up the person and still acquire the sacrifice. At the moment, I'm too weak,
Welcome to the Cathedral of
so the fusion sacrifice will have to be at 17. But I doubt that's what's going to happen anyway. There's only one way to find out. Alright, Kagasuchi is almost at 8. I mean, it's almost full. Now I could try it.
Welcome to the Cathedral of Shadows, where demons gather.
Pretty sure I registered all these guys already, so. I'm gonna sacrifice. So
All right.
what I'll do is, since he's only gonna be one level higher, it's pointless to give a sacrifice. It's only like, it's not like he's gonna go up 4 levels. He's only gonna go up 1 level, so it's pointless. Do I need fire with this guy? This guy's electricity. I already have electricity in party. I might as well add fire. I can't do anything else.
Are you sure?
It's also good to save, because if this guy decides to give you an accidental one, if he makes a mistake, you might get something shitty. Good, there was no mistake. So this turns out to be a good run. It requires strong ally to assist you, equal to your strength. You don't have to depend on weaker opponents anymore, or weaker allies anymore. He has both, he has strong electricity skills, and you can lower defense and lower attack of the opponents, as well as lower defense, lower physical attacks, lower foes' physical and magical attacks. So even if let's say for instance, if he runs out of this, he still have some of this. But I'm gonna probably replace oh, I'm reading it wrong. Yeah, all 3 are necessary. I'm reading it wrong. He only needs 1 ice attack. I'll get rid of the lower one once he level up. Yeah, so he's pretty strong. And he's going to be necessary for future bosses. So all these other characters are weak. They won't be able to stand up to another powerful boss or powerful randoms. What I'll do is I'll get some of them out of stock to make stronger fusions right now.
Welcome to the Cathedral of Shadows.
They're somewhat near. level 17.
All right.
But I can't see registration doesn't exist yet.
All right.
Only fusions exist. So at the moment I have to make do with these 4 I have until the next time. But that's more than enough because it guarantees that both my my main character and my secondary character, my fusion character, will be able to finish off any randoms easy while keeping the high Pixie and Komoda alive. So this is good. Yeah, plus he hits hard too. All the other characters are hitting in the 30s, he's hitting in the 50s.